Alright, hello everyone, this is Mr. Crozier, and I wanted to give you some help on your e-learning assignment today. This is going to act as our practice quiz for tomorrow's quiz, so you want to know this very well. Your quiz tomorrow will just be the same 10 problems, and make it very simple for you, with different numbers here. So on the front you have sum and difference formulas, which you're going to use these formulas here. And on the back, you have two different things going on. You have double angle formulas, which look like this, and half angle formulas that look like this. So you have, on this worksheet, you have three half angles, 1, 2, 3, and you have three double angles, 1, 2, 3. And those formulas are all right here. You have half angles and double angles. And the whole idea behind this assignment is that, for example, number 1, 165 degrees is not on the unit circle, but if you take this and rewrite it as two angles that are on the unit circle, like 45 and 120 make 160, now you can use this sum formula because this matches exactly right here, and this is the A value and this is a B value, and if you do this, you will get the exact value. So I can just rewrite this as sine of A, which would be sine of 45 degrees, times cosine of the second one. Well, what's cosine of 120 degrees? Well, I'm just going to leave it like this for now. And then plus cosine of the first one, which is 45 degrees, and times sine, put parentheses around all of these, sine of the second one. So, and I know that's a lot, but doing this computation right here will give you this exact angle. Well, you just go back and you plug them in, and what's sine of 45? Well, that's root 2 over 2. Then cosine of 120, and if you don't have that at the top of your mind, you just draw a unit circle and say, well, 120 degrees, that's that tall triangle there. And if I want that cosine value, well, that's negative 1/2. And that's root 2 over 2. And what's the sine of that triangle? Well, that's the tall one, and that's root 3 over 2. What do I have? Negative root 2 and a positive root 6 all over a denominator of 4. Now, all of these answers are provided. So there's that answer right there. It's a positive root 6 and a negative root 2, so that's fine over 2. All the answers are provided for you here. And then how do you do it with radians? Well, you just look for ways to get 12s that are on the unit circle, and 4 12ths minus 3 12ths is 1 12th, and both of those are in the unit circle because I could reduce them here. So now that you have that, you have a cosine of two things being subtracted. You can jump right into this formula here. Same thing here, and here think of ways to get those angles. And there's only so many different angles that you can use them. You'll probably definitely see some of these on your quiz tomorrow. All right, on the back, I believe these ones are a little bit simpler here, I think. You just have to use this cosine. It tells you exactly what formula to use, so I'm going to use this cosine formula right here. And it's okay to leave it as plus or minus today. Just got to do this. All right, so what do I need to do? Well, I need to draw this angle first. So it's just drawn here. 90 degrees to 180. Well, there's 90 and there's 180. So my triangle's out here, and this sine is 3/5. That means if I draw my triangle, the opposite is 3, and the adjacent, or the opposite over the hypotenuse, is 3/5. What's the side? That's negative 4. So now my triangle's drawn, and I'm going to simply use this formula. The key on these problems is draw your triangle correctly. Be very careful about these negatives right here. A lot of people leave these negatives off. But if this is 0, this is a negative 4, positive 3. So the sine is still positive, but this cosine is negative here. So let's just use this formula. Plus or minus 1 plus, well, what's the cosine of this angle? Well, the cosine of this angle is a negative 4/5 over 2. And that's a good answer, and that's going to get you some points, but we want to be able to simplify this. So there's lots of different ways to simplify it, lots of different ways that are good to simplify it. I try and keep it real simple and just say, look, this is a complex fraction with the denominator of 5, so let's get rid of this 5 first. And if I multiply everything by 5 in here, I'm going to have 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 4 is 20 divided by 5, well, those can't divide out, so that's just minus 4 over 10, and I have plus or minus root 1/10. And when you get to this point, you just ask yourself, is it reasonable to simplify that? Yeah, and I think it's really reasonable to simplify this, because I could just take the root of the top and get 1, and take the root of the bottom and get 10, and then now multiply by root 10, and I have plus or minus root 10 over 10. So sometimes when you get to this point, it's going to be rather complicated to simplify it. We're not going to take all of those steps, but take a look at it, and that's a pretty simple simplification to go from here to here. And again, all of these answers are provided. So we have root 10 over 10. You can leave the plus or minus. We'll talk about how to determine that correctly. You could guess at it now and just kind of guess where this angle would be, right? Where would half of this angle be? But we'll talk about a way to get it correct all the time. All right, all of your answers are provided. Just use the formula. Some of them are shorter formulas than others, but just draw it first. Put the measurements in there. Be very careful about the positives and negatives. All right, all of your answers are provided. Tomorrow in class, we'll take the first 10 minutes going through, answering any questions, and then we will take a 10-question quiz. It will look just like this. All right, have a good day.